Welcome to your favorite horror stories channel, Story Scare. Today, we're going to show you 6 ghosts caught on camera. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the channel. To get the most out of this video, we recommend following these simple rules. Turn off the lights. Put on your headphones. Don't hide in the comments. Enjoy the frights.
In a summer night, 5 friends decide to go on a nighttime hike in the woods near their town. Among them are Mike, the skilled storyteller of horror tales, Kate, the daring girl always ready for challenges, Jack and Emily, an adventurous couple, and Sarah, the most skeptical of the group but always curious to try new experiences. They choose to camp in a clearing surrounded by ancient trees, not far from an abandoned cemetery. Mike suggests lighting a bonfire to keep warm and to create the right atmosphere for the scary stories he loves to tell. Jack and Emily gather wood while Kate and Sarah set up the tents. When the fire is finally lit, the flames dance vividly, casting ghostly shadows on the surrounding tree trunks. Mike begins to tell a story about an old cemetery caretaker, a mysterious man rumored to have the power to summon restless spirits. As Mike continues his narration, the fire seems to come to life on its own. The flames crackle and suddenly rise, changing color from intense red to a dark blue. The group is astonished, not understanding what is happening. Kate nervously laughs, trying to keep control of the situation. Then, from beyond the old stone wall of the cemetery, faint laughter begins to echo. Sarah feels a shiver down her spine while Emily nervously grips Jack's hand. Despite being the storyteller, Mike is visibly unsettled by the strangeness of the phenomenon. The laughter seems to draw closer and closer until it seems to come directly from the graves themselves. A chill of terror runs through the group as they look at each other, trying to figure out if it's a prank or something real. Sudden gusts of wind make the bonfire flames flicker while the sound of laughter intensifies, filling the air with a gloomy and oppressive atmosphere. Kate, always the bravest of the group, decides to confront the situation and slowly approaches the cemetery wall, flashlight in hand. When she illuminates the ground beyond the wall, what she sees makes her shudder. Some graves appear unearthed, with ancient tombstones overturned and symbolic objects scattered around. The wind whispers through the trees, carrying with it an indecipherable murmur. The group decides to extinguish the fire and return to their base camp, feeling watched by invisible eyes in the darkness. The journey back is silent, interrupted only by the sound of hurried footsteps and the fear that accompanies them. When they finally reach their tents, no one dares to speak a word. They retreat into their sleeping bags, trying to push away from their thoughts the horrible experience they had that night. To this day, Mike, Kate, Jack, Emily, and Sarah cannot explain what happened that night around the enchanted fire, but none of them will ever forget the sensation of pure terror that enveloped them in the heart of the dark woods, near the old abandoned cemetery. The Abandoned Camper. It was an autumn weekend when 4 friends, Liam, Noah, Olivia, and Emma, decided to take a trip out of town. They had heard about an old forest, far from any sign of civilization, that promised adventure and mystery. Excited to explore a new place and spend time together, they loaded their SUV with tents, food, and camping gear, and set off on what they hoped would be a memorable experience in nature. After hours of driving, they finally arrived at the edge of the forest. The air was fresh, and the silence was broken only by the chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves in the wind. They decided to venture deeper into the woods to find a suitable place to camp. After an hour of walking, Olivia noticed something among the trees. "Look over there," she said, pointing to a dark figure in the distance. As they approached, they discovered an old abandoned camper, covered in moss and rust. The camper door was slightly ajar, and the interior appeared intact, as if it had been hastily abandoned. They decided to explore it to see if it could be a better shelter than their tents. Inside, they found old personal belongings, expired canned food, and some dusty books. Emma, as curious as ever, picked up one of the books and began to leaf through it. "It's a diary," she said. "It talks about a family that came camping here years ago." As they read the diary, they discovered that the family had begun to experience strange events, unexplained noises at night, visions of figures in the shadows, and a growing sense of being watched. The diary ended abruptly with a disturbing sentence: "We can't take it anymore. We're leaving everything and escaping tonight." As they read, they began to hear strange noises around them. "Maybe we should leave," Liam suggested, visibly uneasy. But Noah, always the skeptic of the group, insisted on staying and investigating further. They decided to spend the night in the camper, hoping it was just an exaggerated story. That night, the noises increased, banging on the camper walls, eerie whispers, and shadows that seemed to move just out of their line of sight. Emma, paralyzed with fear, clung to Noah while Olivia tried to rationalize what was happening. Suddenly, the camper door swung open with a bang. In the flashlight beam, they saw an emaciated figure with empty eyes and an expression of pure terror. It was the father of the Diary family, now in a state of madness, condemned to wander the forest in search of his lost family. The figure approached slowly, muttering incomprehensible words. Liam, finally believing what they were living, yelled to run. The four friends fled the camper, running through the forest with their hearts pounding. They didn't stop until they reached the SUV and drove away to safety, leaving behind the mystery of the abandoned camper. The story of the abandoned camper is just one of many that our forests hide. If you liked this story and want to know other stories of fear and mystery, subscribe to our channel and activate notifications to not miss any new videos. And remember, when you're camping, be careful of your surroundings. You may never be truly alone.
Here we are at the end of this video. Did you like it? Did it scare you? If so, let us know in the comments by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. And if you have a story to tell, don't hesitate to contact us via email. You could be featured in our next videos. Thank you for watching and good night, everyone. If you can sleep,